All right, y'all. We're live, y'all. So hold on while we share. I'm sharing the live with everybody. And there he is.
Literally said it is.
We're live. We're live. We're live. So,
Hi.
hold on. Right. We are live. Yeah. So I've shared it. I'm gonna continue to share while everybody is talking. I'm Tyrell. This is the Let's Heal podcast. Today I have special guests B.Rich Beauty and Rebecca Garrett, and we will be talking to them shortly. So everybody stay right where you are. This is the Let's Heal podcast. All right, we are back. We are back. Look, it's all lit up over there. So today we are, like I said, talking to my special guest, B.Rich Beauty and Rebecca Garrett. He is over there still getting it together. And in a collaboration with the Let's Heal, Feel Better, Do Better, Feel Better campaign that I started this month, I decided to go positive energy and positive beauty with what's going on today. So say hey, y'all.
Hey.
All right. So as y'all see, Rebecca is all about, positive energy and manifestation over there. Hope she don't catch nothing on fire over there.
Listen, in case we got some bad vibes coming through, let me get all that together.
Yes, get all of that together. All of that together.
All of that.
B.Rich is over there putting still putting his face on,
I'm done now. I'm officially done.
Okay, so Rebecca, ladies first, go ahead and introduce yourself. Y'all, she's been on here before, but I'm going to let her introduce herself to the people who are just joining us who've never met her.
Awesome. First, let me say thank you for having me back and extending your platform. Thank you. I love all the things that you do and what you stand for. My name is Rebecca Garrett. Very short snippet of me. I'm a retired educator of 12 years, hopped into entrepreneurship. I was able to have a lot of success. I became a multi-seven-figure earner. I've coached a lot of people in business and helped them do the same. Along that journey, I decided to tap into spirituality, manifestation, good energy, good vibes, teacher at heart. So I'm a researcher. I've researched a lot of that. And that led to me creating Life by Design Academy, where I teach people how to manifest, journal, and heal so that they can go ahead and collect their inheritance from the universe. Because at the end of the day, I tell people all the time that God pre-wired every single one of us for success and greatness. Along the way, the world programmed you for failure, and we just got to rewire you and get you set and ready to go. So that's it.
Right. All right. And B.Rich, let everybody know who you are.
Hello. First of all, I have to do a disclaimer. My voice is still recovering from the versus battle on Saturday. So when I get excited, I get a little pitchy, a little loud, a little puberty. So I apologize. When I go into my head voice, it gets a little squeaky. So if y'all hear the squeakiness, that's why. I'm still coming down from the escape versus battle. But I'm Brandon, aka B.Rich Beauty, your beauty best friend. And I am very much similar to Rebecca. I'm an educator. I work for a cosmetic brand in education. I'm a beauty influencer. I'm a makeup artist at heart. I love all things beauty, from the skincare to the makeup to just everything that makes you show up and allow you to feel like your best self. And so I'm all about putting that out there, whether it's on Instagram or on my YouTube at B.Rich Beauty as well. So.
Awesome. So today I brought these two energies together because as I was trying to create the campaign for this month, I was like, who do I want and when do I want them on? And it was crazy because when I invited these two people, because I sent out a couple invitations to everybody's on this month, they instantly answered and they put the same date. And I said, you know what, it's crazy because the universe was like, that energy flowed. They knew what I needed, and it connected us because it's something about these energies right here. I don't think this combination would have gone any differently had I, I don't see it any different. So I appreciate this energy right here. So we are going to start with Rebecca. So tell us, you said you have your manifestation and you teach manifestation and positive energy, things like that. Tell us, when did you wake up and say you needed to change something?
A while ago, towards the end of my education career, and shout out to all the teachers out there, I found myself clinically depressed. I was putting on the front on social media, acting like everything was okay, like most people do.
Right.
But on the inside, I was falling apart. I would have days where I would drive home and I would think about driving onto oncoming traffic. The only reason I didn't, not to make light of the situation, is, I mean, you see a little bit of snippets of my mom on social media, like, Phyllis don't play no games. And all I kept hearing her saying in my head was, child, you left me to raise your son. Like, have you lost your mind?
Right.
My mom was like my best friend, but that funny voice, I kept hearing that playing in my head, but it was bad. That was it for me.
So once you realize that, like everybody says, everything is easier said than done. What was your process when you began it? Like when you started to change your mind, what sent us through that process? Because there may be somebody who is watching who may be almost to that point, or maybe even be at that point right now, who, like I said, they want to get out of it. They want to learn how to think differently and positively, and just don't know where to start.
So for me, it started with brainwashing myself, as crazy as that sounds. When you're in such a dark place, you literally have to convince yourself otherwise. So I just got to a point where I would positive affirmations are so much more than you just saying them. People don't understand the scientific meaning and all that stuff when it comes to energy, but your mind, what you say, what comes out of your mouth, the thoughts that come out of your head, they're all energy. They all create a vibrating frequency. It all goes out into the universe, and that's how you pull in the things that come back to you. So I just started to brainwash myself. I started to tell myself all of these amazing things. I would look in the mirror, say them every day, got real heavy into personal development. And then I got into the, I guess you can say, researchy or scientific side of manifestation and understanding how it really works. And then I won't go deep into this, but I started tapping into my power. As Black, brown, and people, there's a lot of power in this melanin skin of ours. And I started tapping into a lot of African spirituality. And let me be clear, God is number one in my life. People have it confused, and they think that when you start to tap into your power that is given to you by your ancestors, that all of a sudden you don't believe in God. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is we come from a long bloodline of powerful ass people. Seriously. And so I started to tap back into some of that and started to doing a lot of research and things of that nature. And when you look and you understand everything that our people have gone through and how much power and how much, things have been stripped and taken from them, and you kind of compare that to what you're going through, not to say that it's not big or pressing, but it's like you start to realize, like, hold up, let me boss the up and get my together. Let me remember who I am and where I am and whose I am. So that was kind of the process for me.
And okay, so what was one thing that stood out to you in the beginning that you still hold on to right now that would be almost like a repeat positive affirmation? Something that you, like, I know when I write, because I started writing in my journal years ago. And then I started also realizing that what you put out is what you get back. You know what I'm saying? Like if you start thinking about things, and it all started, years ago. I started watching The Secret. That's when The Secret was really big with Oprah Winfrey. And I started watching The Secret, and I started listening to the words because, they were saying that even if you think about something as small as a red light and not realizing that a yellow light is trying to stop you from something ahead that could cause you harm or something like that, instead of trying to beat the yellow light, you slow down and catch the red light because you could be missing something that could hurt you. Those are the kind of things that kind of started picking up to me. And then I also started thinking about you know, different things that they were telling us to do. What stood out to you then that still stands out to you now that you repeat every day when you doubt yourself? Because I mean, we all go through those days where we're like, you know what? I don't know. I'm gonna need a sign to keep moving forward because I don't know.
Well, I will tell you that, and this is the name of your podcast is Let's Heal. I don't want anybody to take my words and kind of twist them around. Let me be very clear. Even when I teach manifestation, healing is first for me. If you do not heal through your shit, you're not gonna be able to manifest nothing.
Exactly.
Like, period. So let me be very clear about healing and shadow work being first. Okay. Yeah. But after I got through that, something that I am very big on that people have a hard time letting it settle in their spirit is I love money and money loves me. I did not say I love money more than God. I did not say money is more important than anything in my life. All I said was I love money and money loves me. It knows my address. It comes knocking on my door. I get surprise texts in the mail. I get paid debt sent to me that people owe me money. I am really big on abundance, and it is, in my opinion, limitless, and you can have as much of it as you want when you want to do whatever you want with. And I am very, very big on that. And it's not for the love of money. It's the love of the freedom that money buys you. Like you literally can do what you want, when you want, and not have anybody tell you when you can check out, when you can take a break, when you can do it. Just provides you with options. So I'm very big on that. And I also believe the universe conspires for everything to work in my good, everything, no matter what it is.
Definitely. So not to jump off of Rebecca, Brandon, is there anything that you do that I guess is like a reminder that what you're doing is what you want to do, your manifestation, any positive, any rituals or anything that you do daily that you could give as advice, you know?
So, yes, first, one of the things I've been conscious about, and I think I had to bring it back into my consciousness because with 2020 being what 2020 was, and even 2021, a lot of us are still, we're doing this. We're virtually connected.
Yeah.
And there's a different level of energy because pre-pandemic, as you know, like I lived my life on the road. Like I was gone 90% of the time. And so it's a different type of stamina. And so now when you're stationary, you're having to recalibrate how you engage. And now it's a different amount of energy that you expel, right? And so what I found was at the end of my day, I would be so back to back to back with the 9 to 5, and then with my own personal brand building and everything else. I would find myself so mentally exhausted that the moment I would hit the bed, I would just collapse and like pass out. Yeah. Or I was, I would pray at night because I still say my prayers, right? And I would pray at night, and I would literally fall asleep halfway through prayer, and I would wake up in the morning and be like, "Did I finish praying last night?" and the same thing. And in the morning, you wake up and you're literally hitting the ground running. Like for me, the first thing I do, because I tap into pop culture with my YouTube, is the first thing I go to are the blogs, and that's how I start my day, especially on the mornings I record. Yeah. And I had to say, I need to pause because at this point I'm constantly going. And so, people talk about meditation, and for me, my form of meditation is just literally praying. Like I try to do like the Deepak Chopra and the meditate. And, that's one of those things that's still on my list to try to master, because halfway through, 5 minutes in, I'm falling asleep. And I'm like, well, that was the purpose of this meditation. Like I'm on the floor asleep trying to meditate. So I find that the first thing out of my mouth before I pick up the phone in the morning to do whatever is I say a few words to God. And that is kind of how I begin my day. And so it, for me, is thank you for waking me up this morning. Thank you for the day I'm about to have. Thank you for the abundance that's flowing into my life. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
And at night, I have to do the same thing. It is right when I get into bed, it's thank you for this, thank you for this, thank you for this. And so in the event that I'm super tired, at least I got the thank yous out before I go into everything else. So that's the first piece. Then I had to remind myself how important self-care was, because pre-COVID, I had my monthly massage appointments, my facials, my all the things that makes me feel like Brandon, especially being, in the beauty industry and constantly wearing makeup, the things that kind of help self-renew. I had to figure out, like, how am I going to do this? Because I can't go get a massage. I can't go get a facial the same way. So then I started tapping into what brings me joy in order to kind of like self-care. Well, it's a mask. It's a glass of what I call summer water, whether it's me drinking my rosé, my champagne, and burning a candle, or my diffuser with essential oils. So it's those small things that kind of like bring the center back to myself. And that's what I have to constantly do in order to remind myself, like, not to allow the day to completely spend every single ounce of my energy that I don't have anything for myself. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. It does. I did that because I want people to see how you can, create your own positive flow. You know what I'm saying? Just based on what your life needs. Like, I know, like you said, in the morning time, you have your things that you do. Like in the morning, before I touch my phone and invite other people's energy or other energies that are in like social media.
With me today.
Your technology is like but
my technology said everything around me right now is trying to sabotage this moment, and I refuse to allow that to happen.
Right.
But did I answer the question?
Yes, you did. So in the morning I will meditate, and I'm not sure if people are really watching that close, but for a couple years, maybe about 7 years ago, I lived with Buddhists. And, they taught me how to chant and what it means and things like that. So, those of y'all who are watching this. Exactly. We did that. And it's crazy because that was the mind-changing point of my life. But it also was something that it made me realize. And it was something that I was sitting down and I was talking to one of the elders in Buddhist. And it says, your life is like a pitcher of lemonade. And then all the problems and things like that is like the sugar that you pour in. And when you pour sugar into liquid, it settles at the bottom. Mm-hmm. And when you start chanting and changing your energy and manifest, that's stirring up the sugar. And you wonder why, your life goes all over the place and stuff starts happening. And you're like, why is all this stuff? You stirred up the sugar. So you got to stir up the sugar in order for it to dissolve to turn into some sweet lemonade. You can't allow that to just settle. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? Okay, I get it. Let me keep doing it. Let me continue to chant. Let me continue to understand what's going on, because when I tell you the sugar had settled, like I had a lot of sugar in the bottom of that pitcher. I actually had to go back and pour some more stuff, because as it started to stir, I was like, oh, everything is falling apart. But it needed to. Yep. It had to be. And I had to understand why it was happening, because at the end of the day, I created all of that. Right. I'll put this in here. You know what I'm saying? And then I started thinking about one of my favorite artists is India Arie, and one of her songs said, the words that come from your mouth, you're the first to hear. Speak words of beauty and you'll be there. And I started thinking about what I said, how I said things to people, and when I said them to people. Yes, I'm not a real sympathetic person, but I'm full of empathy. And one of my friends like, oh, Tyra, you don't have any sympathy. And I'm full of empathy, but I don't do pity parties. So I'm never going to be the person if you want to feel sorry for you. I'm not going to be that. So,
I love that. I love that lemonade thing. Bump a box of chocolate. Run me the lemonade, child.
Run your lemonade, because we all at the end of the day, we are all doing that. If we think about it, we all got our own pitcher of lemonade or iced tea or whatever you want to do, but you pouring something into it that's settling at the bottom that eventually you're gonna have to stir up, because it's just sitting there. That's the only way you're gonna be able to enjoy the refreshment of life, if you stir up the sugar at the bottom of the pitcher.
Love it.
So, Rebecca, tell us more about, because I see that you're back in stock with all of your oils and things like that, and she has her money jars, and I want one of them money jars.
Wait a minute, Rebecca. Let me go ahead and find out. Where can I find it?
I'm a tiptoe on this, because I don't want people take this so sideways. Okay, so
they do. But I think people understand that when it's Tyrell's, anything that's associated with me, it may come out of my neck, and it's to me, I'm the friend that says, don't ask me nothing you don't want to know the truth about.
Okay.
So
this is the truth
about being completely all the way real and transparent. everything is black and white because life is good and bad. If you can never appreciate the good if you don't know what the bad feels like.
Okay, so let's do it. So let's go ahead and put this out here. So I want to be very clear. All right, so the oils that you see are actually conjure oils. These are not essential oils. Now, conjure oils are rooted in African spirituality, hoodoo with an H, not a V. Hoodoo and voodoo are not to be confused. Voodoo is a religion with its own wives and goddesses. And hoodoo is a spiritual practice that is actually paired with Christianity. It's not a religion. It's a spiritual practice that's paired with Christianity. It was invented during the times of slavery because our Black, brown, and tan people needed something to empower themselves from everything that was going on. It is literally a mixture of different herbs. And different herbs stand for different things. You have herbs for love. You have herbs for attracting love. You have herbs for money. You have herbs for protection. It's a very deep practice also when it comes to honoring your ancestors instead of just putting your Nana and your Papa inside of a photo album and you never see them again. They really, really are big on, if you practice hoodoo, actually setting up an altar for your ancestors and lighting candles for them and things of that nature. So the different oils and things that you see come from my hoodoo practice. I have had hundreds and thousands of people, along with my sis Shantae Salter, have tremendous results. We have had people who have, come into ridiculous amounts of money, people who have been healed, people who we've done work for, and within 3-4 days, the man they've been chasing for 2 years, all of a sudden appears at their doorstep. All types of stuff. But again, it's all energetic. And I think along the way in history, I'm trying to pick my words carefully. I'll just say the European society stripped all of that away, and people just have to tap back into their power. I was telling my friend the other day, like, yo, did you know that melanin was worth more than gold? Like, people don't know how much power they truly hold. And the things that are here in this earth, growing out of this ground, it's a lot that you can do with it.
I think it's really a shame that our people, our melanated people, don't understand the power that they have, and it's a shame that other ethnicities and cultures understand, which is why they're so intimidated by us just walking in the door most of the time. So, that's why when I walk in places, I'm not better than anybody, but the energy that I carry is wholeheartedly me. Unapologetically me. So even if you don't like me, when I walk in the door, the way that I walk in, you have no choice but to respect me. And like I was telling my mom this about somebody yesterday, and I told her, I said, when people talk, people are gonna talk anyway. And as an aerobic instructor, I used to tell all the people, because they would go into that whole fishbowl thing. Oh, people are watching me. Oh, well, give them something to watch. People gonna always be watching you. Squat a little lower. Do that a little better. Give them something to watch. They don't watch. They always gonna have something to say. And as far as Tyrell goes, I always say, you gonna talk. Long as you spell and pronounce my name right so I can get credit for my work. I don't care what you got to say. So, what is it? I'm speaking, Jazzy. He said speak on it. I love it. So before we move on to the beauty part, I want you to, I guess, give us some tips on changing our mindset. You know what I'm saying? Give us something that you know what I'm saying? Give us something that we can take away. Give us a takeaway.
So something that a homework assignment I would give to people that they feel very comfortable with, and they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong. The biggest tip and the biggest turning point for me was, like you said, when you gave the picture analogy, and you talked about the sugar settling in the bottom. People do not go back and dig up that stuff, right? So one of my biggest breakthroughs was everybody needs to go ahead and just grab a mason jar, a decent sized mason jar. and take a good week or so and go back to a time in their life when they were hurt, broken, disappointment, angry, bitter, and they have people they have not forgiven. Unfortunately, statistically, a lot of women have been raped as well as men. We have people who have done us wrong. Unfortunately, we have mistakes that we made and we haven't forgiven ourselves. Find a picture of yourself from that time and write that person a letter. And forgive yourself for whatever the situation may have been, right? And you're going to take that letter, fold it up with that picture of you, and you're going to put it inside of this mason jar. You're then also going to write another letter of the highest version of yourself. Whatever that is to you, the highest version of yourself that you can imagine, right? Go ahead, fold that up. You're going to put that in a mason jar as well. Then they can do a little research. Research and find out what organic herbs stand for self-love, healing, prosperity, success, whatever you want to bring into your life. Take all that stuff. As you're putting it in the jar, pray over it, talk to God or whoever you believe in, and really put your energy into that thing. Put the jar, go ahead and cover it up. And I dare you to let it sit outside on a new moon. And I promise you, you are going to see a change in your life over the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. Some of those things that you put in that jar, you're going to start to let go for that person that you used to be, that you forgave. And you will notice that some of those things that you wrote down that you want to happen, they are going to start to come true. So that's an exercise that everybody can do, that they feel safe doing and they don't feel like they're doing really, really well. And then the only thing I was going to say is just like B.Rich, I definitely I don't fall asleep though. I do meditate every morning. But I go through my morning routine. We come up with so many excuses. I was sitting over here jumping up and down in my inside when he was like, regardless of how tired I am, in the morning, I'm going to say thank you. And at night, I'm going to say thank you. You always have to have an attitude of gratitude. And so I do the same thing. I do meditate every morning, but I start and I close every single day with thanking God, the universe, my ancestors, anybody and everything that is working on my behalf. I thank them before I ask them for anything. I am always operating. People always like to call on whoever they believe in when they're in trouble and when they need something. I'm saying thank you for everything that you have, for all the things that did not happen, all the stuff that did not go wrong, for your past, your present, and your future, before you start asking for stuff. That's like when you call your grandparents when you only want something, your grandparents be like, girl, you don't call me no other time. It's the same way when you talk in the spirit. Like, stop only tapping into your ancestors and God when you need something.
When you need something.
Thank you every single day. So that would be my tip.
Definitely.
Child, Rebecca, I'm about to creep up in your DM, girl. I can yell and fix my life. I'm going to be like, let me make some notes. Let me go ahead and research when this new moon is. Look, do I need jars of one?
We just had a new moon. And when I tell you, like, I laid all my crystals out. I have, because during the new moon, there is a manifestation chant that I learned, about success. You have to invite it in. You have to invite wealth in. You have to invite divine timing in, and that's basically what it's. I appreciate success. I appreciate wealth. I appreciate the divine timing, because everything happens for a reason, and that's why I created Let's Heal, so people understand that everything that you are going through, you created, good or bad. That's why the yin and the yang, there's a little bit of each in both of them. And people always want to go with the good. And it's like, look, life ain't that. Life is real over here. So if you only coming over here thinking it is unicorns and rainbows, I'm not that person. So, I might look like it and people may think that but trust me, it's a whole, this Tyrell that y'all don't know behind the scenes love a curse word. I love to curse.
Me too. I think I've already cursed twice. That was like, oops, sorry, y'all.
So, I'm always about being real. And that's why, you were speaking about manifestation and people, because I definitely believe in higher power. I believe in, God and things like that. And I remember when I first started chanting and I told my family, hey, I'm living with Buddhists. I'm learning how to chant the right way. The first thing a lot of my family who did not understand, and they only said it because they didn't understand, was, oh no, come back to God. My best friend, oh no, come back to God. And I'm like, who said I ever left?
Who said I left? Like, I am closer to God now
Exactly.
than I've ever been in my entire life.
Exactly.
Y'all still running around believing every single thing that y'all read in that Bible, and they trying to tell you a God that don't even look like you. But okay, don't get me started.
Right. Yeah, because you know we can go there and we would really upset some folks today. And I'm sure we probably already have. And guess what? That's your business. They ain't got nothing to do with me. So, but anyway, we can go all day long. We are going to go to B.Rich Beauty because not only do I want people to start working on the inside of themselves, and I want people to start working on the outside of themselves too. You know, I think that a lot of people forget that, you know, now is the time. Arwen Woodson, he was on last week. Ancient Africans chanted as part of spirituality. They did, you know, that all of those things. So it's what we're doing now is nothing new. People have just gotten and pushed away from it and learned how to. People, you know, people talk about this generation being a microwave generation. And if we really start thinking about it and really putting pieces and places on people, our grandparents, the people, you know, I don't want to do this, so I'm gonna give it to God. I don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna pray about it and leave it alone. But God has put you in a place where you got to do the work too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, you're right. We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. Like I said, I want people to work on the inside of themselves, start thinking differently, start doing differently, and feeling differently. So what better than to do some outside things? You know, and I brought B.Rich because I've known him for years. I've watched him. I love his energy. I love his art. I love the way he does makeup. I don't wear makeup, but I know he knows what he's talking about. And I brought him on today and I told him before the show that I would love for him to give some tips to, you know, guys, because I think that guys are becoming more aware of, you know, skincare and how to take care of themselves and how to look younger, because, you know, some of us who are about to be 40, I'll be 40 years old this year and I'm looking younger than some of these 25-year-olds, but that's a whole nother thing. So B.Rich, go ahead.
Wait, B.Rich, when you go, can you please, because I might look like I know what I'm doing, but I promise you I don't. Can you please make sure you drop some, either where we can find some tutorials or something? Because I am so, if I see one more YouTube video of these girls over here doing all of this shit and I can do zero of it, I'm going to die. So please make sure you hook us up with where to follow you, where to find the video, how to make it simple and easy so we don't walk out of the house looking like a clown.
So first thing first.
You don't wear makeup. No, I don't wear makeup. Sorry.
He drinks water. That's what he does. So Rebecca, to answer your question, first, y'all can follow me on Instagram, B.Rich_beauty, right there. That's on Instagram. In my Instagram bio, there is a Linktree link. Click on that. It takes you directly to my YouTube. And the great thing about my YouTube is that I have 3 buckets. I do pulp culture. So on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we're in the bathroom getting dressed for the day, and I'm talking about hot topics.
Yeah.
Every Sunday, I drop an artistry tutorial. So everything artistry lives there as well. And y'all know I'm nosy, so I do interviews with other people, and I want to know what's in their makeup bag as well. But if you're looking for straight artistry, I have a playlist that says "Beat That Mug," and I have all types of videos for the beginners to the more advanced. I also have started a skincare series, a basic 101 to determine how to learn what your skin type is, how to properly cleanse, how to moisturize, how to exfoliate. So all of that is there. So B.Rich Beauty on YouTube and B.Rich_beauty on Instagram. You can find me there. And you can also creep into my DMs on Instagram if you have a question. I love a good DM, child. So I do. But with that being said, one of the things I think, you know, we're talking about healing and really just embracing our beauty from the inside out, is it really does start with what we also consume. And, you know, I as much as I love my wine, my champagne, my summer water, I do drink a lot of water. And it's because our skin needs it. and it helps whether your skin is oily. Sometimes people have dry skin. They're like, oh my God, my skin is dry. No, your skin isn't dry. It's dehydrated because you haven't consumed enough moisture. You haven't consumed enough water. So, you take yourself out of, I live in Miami. So anytime I go out of Miami and leave my humidity, I have to consume more H2O because my skin past day 2 or 3 starts to shift, especially if I'm in arid climates. So I'm very much conscious about the amount of water and H2O I consume. So I ensure that this looks as supple as possible. The other piece is an SPF. I find, and I actually just dropped this tutorial last Sunday about SPF. No, it's dropping this Sunday. So sorry. I did an SPF tutorial because I find that as melanated people, we don't approach sunscreen the right way. Because we're thinking just because we melanated, we don't have to necessarily wear sunscreen. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there for y'all. 90%, 90, of premature aging is caused by sun damage, right? So if you're thinking, people always say, well, black don't crack. You're right, good black don't crack. But it can if it's dehydrated and overly exposed to sun. Because we're out here, especially during these summer months, and we're not thinking about it. We're on the beach, we're re-engaging with society. So we want the sun, we want the vitamin D, but we end up baking ourselves like banana bread all day, and then you're doing more damage in the long run. So SPF, 1. And then 2, thinking about how you're going to approach it, especially if you're doing from females, it's important that at least your daytime moisturizer has an SPF component in it. But I also like to wear an SPF separately before I even do like my makeup. If I know I'm going to be out in the sun all day, because the idea behind SPF is you need to reapply it. Well, you're not going to reapply your face moisturizer all day. So that's why I always say have an SPF so you can reapply. Guys, find you an SPF to reapply. And a great benchmark is, I like to say, like, find the SPF number that you need based off of the decade that you're in. So like for me, I'm in my early to mid late 30s. So I won't use anything less. Did y'all catch that? My early to mid late 30s. Right. So I'm in my early to mid late 30s. And with that being said, I do an SPF nothing less than an SPF 30.
Okay.
Because I need at least a 30 for my protection. Now my everyday is a 50, and I don't do anything higher than a 50 because I find that anything higher than 50, like your 70s, your 80s, your 100 SPF, is all pretty much marketing. Because if you think about the idea behind SPF is it gives you, that number reflects the amount of exposure you can be in the sun before you start to burn. If I have an SPF of 100 and my burn rate is 10, that's 1,000 minutes, which is, I think, and I'm a makeup artist, not a mathematician, about 16 hours. Ain't nobody gonna be in the sun for 16 hours without reapplying, right? So it really kind of goes down to marketing. So if you get yourself an SPF 30, SPF 50, you're fine. It really ensure that you're covering the face, the neck, the chest, right? Because we don't want to age here and still look young here. And then also the back of the neck and also your ears as well. So you want to make sure you're covering all of this in the SPF factor to really kind of like protect your skin.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah. And like you said before, hydrate. And I was trying to find somebody who does nutrition there, so I didn't have to do nutrition, but that also plays a huge part in it too. Like I know as far as my skin goes, I can tell when I'm not drinking enough water because it always shows like in my eyes. Like I always get dark circles under my eyes. I can always tell when I'm eating too much sugar, even though I love food. I have a really happy relationship with food. I don't plan on changing it anytime soon, which is why y'all don't see me in tight clothes or being a personal trainer all the time. So when I'm eating too much sugar,
your ministry.
Oh, trust me, I do. And that's what I tell people. Trust me, I have a really healthy relationship with ice cream. So anyway, I can't eat it every day, which is why when I do my green juice and I do my water and things like that, I'm putting more healthy things inside of my body because it shows up on my skin and not just my face, but even like my arms. Like I can always tell when I'm dehydrated when my arms are not shining because, if I have naturally oily skin, so, the oils are going to come out. And if my skin is dry, I'm like, yeah, something's off because my skin is naturally oily. you know, that means I'm not eating something correctly. And, you know, it goes into what you're putting into your body. So moisturizers. Oh, yeah. See, I was just asking that.
Any moisturizers you recommend for men? Yeah, actually. So here's my approach for moisturizer, right? To moisturize properly, and by the way, Vaseline is not a moisturizer. And I know that within our community, we got these old school tricks that we've inherited from our great grandparents and our grandparents with the witch hazel and the Vaseline
all over your face.
Right. Let me tell you, Vaseline's not a moisturizer. It locks things in. So if you want to wear your Vaseline, just know that you're locking in what's already there. So if you're already there, if you're already dry, guess what? You're just locking in the dryness, not anything else. If you're moisturized already, you're locking it in. But it's not adding any hydration, just as an FYI.
Right.
I had a best friend who used to wash his face with witch hazel and like use Vaseline. I'm like, it's only because of the genes and the DNA your face doesn't fall off, because mine would be on the ground.
Oh my God. R. Wayne Woodson said you just made everybody angry clowning that petroleum.
Listen, I told you what to do with the petroleum jelly, not the petroleum jelly. I told you what to do with the petroleum jelly. If you want to use it, just make sure you're putting it on hydrated skin already, or balanced skin, I should say. So for moisturizers, I have a twofold approach. And obviously, I work in the beauty industry. That means I'm also a makeup lover and I'm a product junkie. So I have from the most expensive to the mid-range to the, you know, the mass, from the CVS and the Walgreens and everything else, child. However, what I would say is your approach should be get you an evening moisturizer. That's going to be a little bit heavier and it's going to replenish your skin. And if you're a person of a certain age, can give you a little anti-aging this and a little extra refining of texture for this. And in the daytime, have a lighter moisturizer with the SPF built into it. So that way you get the moisture and you also get the sun protection factor as well. And the great thing about it is you can find your moisturizer. Once you determine your skin type, then that's how you want to determine what moisturizer you're going to go with. And if you need help with skin type, you can check out my video on my YouTube.
I just want to say, now, go to his YouTube and watch that video. Then you go to skin type, boo.
Right, exactly. Oh my gosh. So,
did that answer your question? So are y'all wanting product recommendation by like brands, or is that good enough, Jazzy K Ward?
So he said, thank you. I mean, I feel like, see, and I use Kiehl's, and it's a little expensive, you know what I'm saying? But I have so many different products. But he said, do you recommend?
Absolutely, I recommend a serum. Hello, have we met? So listen, I recommend a serum, and here's how I approach it. What do you want? I always say, what do you love about your skin, and what would you want your skin to do, look like, and perform better, right? So for me, I have multiple serums because I have multiple needs depending on the state of my skin. I'm a blemish-prone person, so anytime I break out, it leaves a dark spot. So I have vitamin C serums that helps with the vitamin C helps with blemishing, and it helps to improve the skin tone texture. It helps to brighten, not lighten. So it's not bleaching, but it helps to fade, discoloration. I'm also a person that's all about anti-aging. So I have a serum that helps me to prevent, fine lines, aging, things like that. I also have, certain serums that I use that helps to calm my face. Depending on my week, I'm putting makeup on, taking makeup off, putting makeup on, taking makeup off. So I need things that's going to also help to keep my face stable. So depending on what you want, and also if you know that you're super, super dry, then you get your serum that has, hyaluronic acid in it that's going to infuse more moisture, so you can help to plump up your skin to give it as much moisture as possible. So do I believe in a serum? I sure do. Is what you need it to do for you.
Yes, definitely. So Cynthia said, coming late, but what do you recommend for people over 50?
That's a great question, Cynthia. What are you asking me? What do I recommend for people over 50? Can you be a little bit more specific? That's what I call ageless beauty.
Right.
I love it.
So as Cynthia types that out, what else?
So I mean, and like I was saying, you're right. While she types it out, I use there's different things like that I use for, because I also have like blemishes and ingrown hair, scars and things like that. So I use different things too. You know what I'm saying? And that also comes. Oh, she said for moisture. Because I know Cynthia, she's not real big on makeup, but she has really beautiful skin, Cynthia. But moisture.
So Cynthia, if you are, here's the thing, because I also find that as we continue to get wiser in age, our skin also, the texture starts to change for age spots. Okay, so a couple of things. You can find yourself a moisturizer that has, vitamin C in it. That's going to help with the age spots. You can also find yourself a moisturizer that maybe has a little bit more retinol. Retinol helps to retexturize the skin. And then that also helps with making things appear a little bit firmer, a little bit smoother. And then if you actually get your a moisturizer with a little bit of retinol, that'll help to retexturize. And then you can use a serum with vitamin C that'll help with the discoloration. Boom, bam, there you go. And you can help to like even out your skin tone as well.
So Rebecca, what do you use? Because you got good skin too. I'm always you got good skin
and I was slightly stalking your Instagram page. You look real pretty with makeup on, and I like your bold lip.
Thank you. I'm not huge on like when I go do photo shoots and stuff, I get my makeup done. That's why I'm going to be stalking B.Rich's page, because I do want to learn how to do it. But to be very honest, I use one of those tail clean thingies that kind of goes around in circles, like you press the button and it goes around in circles on your face. So I'm simple. I have makeup wipes to take off makeup. I make sure I wash my face every morning, every evening. I use toner. And I do have a moisturizer, and I believe it has SPF in it, so I'm doing something right. I do try to drink a lot of water as well.
Yeah.
And I actually just bought this stuff from a young lady on Instagram. I'm gonna give her a shout out once I see that it's working and doing what it's supposed to do. Because of course, up under this, I don't have on a lot of makeup, but up under here, I got a couple of little dirt, spots from old scarring or whatever the case may be. And she has a lightener that's also a moisturizer as well. And so I'm gonna try that out and see. But I want to get into the makeup, honey. I want to be able to do it because I don't know how.
What?
I got you, girl. I got you.
This connection was meant to be. I knew
because I got questions for you. You got questions for me. We'll DM it up and we'll make it happen. We'll make it pop.
Oh my gosh. So if everybody has anybody shared the video, because I do have a giveaway. I do have a Let's Heal t-shirt and a Let's Heal bracelet that I will be giving away. So share the video. And once the video is shared, make sure you put done in the comments down there. It's not a whole lot of people watching, but I need to get my viewers up because I feel like we're giving some real good gems this month. Like I had Arwayne Woodson last week. We talked about education and the proper way to do that. This week I got inner beauty, outer beauty, manifestation, and makeup going on today. And I feel like I'm just, we're doing it over here. All this wonderful melanation over here on the Let's Heal podcast. And I appreciate everybody for being here. Jazzy K, he said he did it already.
Jazzy before you even
right. He was like, I ain't even. So what would you give as a takeaway, B.Rich, to somebody who I can't really say has never, because I do know some women who really don't dabble in makeup or moisturizing and things like that, but they may be changing their mind in 2021. And a lot of men, so what would you give as a giveaway to start that?
To begin the journey?
Yeah.
So I'll tackle the women's first, and then we'll like peel the layers back for men grooming, because I think male grooming, and I'm like, I know we're on a time restraint, so I won't take all night. So if you're a female, you're a woman that wants to play in makeup, you want to wear makeup more frequently, I say find one feature that you want to master first, and then let that be your starting point.
Like your eyebrows or your lips or
that's good.
Your eyebrows, your lips, your eyes, your skin, your highlight, contour, your blush, whatever your feature is. So you got all these features happening. We got eyes, we got skin, we got face. You can find that feature first, master that, and then you add to it. So it's almost like a la carte. So if I'm starting with skin, highlight, contour, blush, or just like skin and blush, then once I master that and I love the way I look in it, then maybe my next piece I add in is mastering lips, playing around with different lip colors, different lip techniques, ombre lips, POCs, pop of color, especially with us going into summer.
Yeah.
Color is amazing during the summertime, right? Because it reflects the rebirth of the season, and just color it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
And then you can, go and tackle your eyes. It can be maybe one eyeshadow and a mascara, eyeliner. You can play with adding things to it. So find that one feature that you want to celebrate on yourself first and start there.
So don't be scared to play in the makeup, because a lot of makeup artists that I do know, they spend time, right? They spend time in the mirror. They're just playing with stuff. I've seen people do it, and I'm like, what are you doing? And they come out with a whole new face, and then they go in and they wash it off. And I'm like, you just spent a whole 2 hours.
Absolutely.
I want to go tell somebody for 2 hours. I ain't going to put it on there, wash it off. I'm going outside.
Listen, and even if you don't want to go outside, it necessarily, because people comfort level. If you're still trying to learn, you may not be comfortable yet to go outside in it. So at least do it and take a photo and keep it for yourself, and allow that to be how you monitor and track your journey. So like this was, day one. Yeah. This is the 4th time you tried this look. What have you seen in terms of improvement from the 1st time to the 4th time? And maybe on that 4th time, you take a selfie and you post it. And then on the 6th time, you may call up a good old girlfriend and head down to the bar for a happy hour. Right. I don't know, but at least you are able to start somewhere, and that's your starting point, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And for my fellas, I believe in male grooming, and I am so grateful that we have certain people that are bringing male grooming to the forefront. And so when I think about it, like even with Pharrell and his new skincare line, you have I forget his name, but so I know this person's name, Tom Ford. Tom Ford has a beautiful like male beauty line where he has like concealing pens for men. He has, moisturizers, beard oils, things like that. So there's really a growing sector for male grooming and male beauty, because at the end of the day, I think as we continue to evolve, it's no longer like a heteronormative, like, oh, you have to be a woman to wear makeup. Right. It's all about how you want to show up as your best authentic self. And you are in control of how you show up. So if you feel that you wake up in the morning, you look a little tired, and you want to put a little concealer underneath your eyes, run it. Do it. Yeah. If you want to add a lip conditioner, then put it on. And I'm not talking about just, never mind. But do your lip conditioner. So I'm not going to get shady with the brands. But, find you the perfect lip conditioner. Throw on a little bit of clear. I have one of my best friends, Brodney. He likes to wear clear brow set as his mascara because he doesn't necessarily want the darkness, but he wants the lift and the curl. So like you can wear like a clear brow set in your lashes just to define them. It opens the eyes up. Who doesn't want to look a little bit more alert? So those are all great ways to approach your male grooming. Grabbing, there's a product by MAC that I absolutely love called Skin Refine Zone. It's in a black tube. It's clear. It gives you, it's oil controlling. I use it throughout the day to touch up, to control my oil. It minimizes the pairs of pore size. And over time, it retexturizes the skin. It's a skincare product, but it gives you a beauty effect. So those are all really great ways that you can kind of like dabble with the male grooming here.
So he said,
what's a good lip?
Not Vaseline.
And not Vaseline. You better know, Jazzy K. Ward. So I'm a little partial. I got a few, and I always keep a lip something nearby within like arm's reach. If you want it clear, so I have a couple of brands. MAC has a really great brand. It's just called Lip Conditioner. I like it because it's has shea butter in it and it's really, really hydrating. I keep, because I told you I'm a little bit fancy. I have a La Mer lip balm. It's in a pan. I just screw up the top. I kiss it at night because it's a little bit more hydrating. So I really like to pack in hydration at night before I go to bed. Listen, I'd be looking like a whole like grease person. So I kiss it and I go to bed. I love that. It comes in like a little circular pan. And then if you don't want something overly shiny, I use also what's called Prep and Prime Lip by MAC as well. I tell you, I keep everything nearby me. And I love it because it's velvety and it doesn't have a shine. But look, just can I give you a little lip? Just look how great it makes the lip. It makes the texture of the lip a little bit smoother. It has vitamin E.
Yeah.
Just a little lip. So I love these.
And what is that called again? Because I need to see what that is. Because I use just regular chapstick with moisture and SPF in it. Because I got full lips and my lips tend to dry in the sun really, really. I don't want to look like Kunta Kinte in the summertime.
Okay. So this is Preppy Prime lips. So I like this for no shine, but when I want shine, I always have something nearby because I like my lips to be shiny. So there's always something nearby.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So does that answer? I hope that answers your question. He got his setting spray.
I also love a good hashtag missed opportunity. We talked about hydration. So I never like to miss out on staying hydrated. So I always keep something nearby to add hydration, especially during the summertime.
Yeah.
You know, it's hot outside and you can get something like little miniature travel size, stick it in your backpack, your purse, and you could just kind of mist yourself to like touch up. So yeah.
Wow. This discussion has been freaking amazing. It was better than I even thought. And y'all, we did this just by the flight of our seats. Yeah. So this is what happens when you get good energy in the room and we start talking about stuff and it ain't, restricted because it's all about fun and it's all about healing. It's all about learning, growing.
Absolutely.
All about love, life, and lessons over here. So we are definitely loving the
love, life, and lessons. I'm here for it. I love that.
Love, life, and lessons. So, wow. Before we go, Rebecca, tell everybody where they can find you at because I see your @ is on here. But if there's any place else you want people to, look more for you or anything like that, let them know.
So they can find me at I am Rebecca Garrett on Instagram. On Facebook, I'm just Rebecca Garrett. And our website is lifebydesign.academy. And that's where you can have access to all of our products. We have a 5-day course about abundance is your birthright, where we break you free of all of this crazy money nonsense that y'all have been shackled to.
Do you put that down there in the comments too? Like you can type that down there, can't you?
Okay.
Can we? I didn't know that there was an option.
Yep.
I don't think I can.
No,
I can't either. No.
Oh, well, y'all gonna have to send it to me so that I can, because I got this. I'm the host. So,
Right.
But they have figured it's easy. Go to lifebydesign.academy or either just come to my Instagram and like B.Rich, everything is in my link tree on Instagram as well. So if they click that link tree on Instagram, they're good to go. They'll find everything from there.
Awesome. I guess I better there it is. Okay, so
that's private. So then I guess you have to then publish it.
Yeah, that's fine. So what I'll do is I'll put you all's information on the live. Because it'll also be, it's a podcast too. So I'm sure hopefully somebody's over there taking notes and they're able to remember a lot of these things or they're going to, go back and repost it. B.Rich. Like you said, your link tree and things like that. Tell it
I'm on Instagram. Listen, I'll do it again. Yeah. Listen, IG B.Rich _beauty, BRICH _beauty. YouTube B.Rich beauty. And on Instagram, all of it is in the link tree in my bio, and it'll take you straight to. Oh, I have a Twitter now as well, so you can find me on the Twitter at B.Rich _beauty as well.
I love it.
On the Twitter.
Right, and listen, my production assistant would kill me if I didn't talk about my Twitter. So yes. B.Rich _beauty on the Twitter.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, this has been freaking amazing. Freaking amazing. I really appreciate y'all for coming on here and being a part of the Let's Heal Do Better, Feel Better campaign. And I definitely feel better from the information that y'all gave me. And I hope everybody out there feels better. Since Jazzy K. Ward was the only one who typed done, which means he probably was the only one who shared it right now, you are the winner of the Let's Heal t-shirt and bracelet. So I will be inboxing you so I know where to send that to so that we can get you a Let's Heal t-shirt and bracelet. And I appreciate everybody for watching and tuning in today. And as always, drink your water and mind your own bald-headed business. See y'all later.
Terrell, thank you so very much. Bye, guys.